Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a live stream session here at reindls Computer Service. Yes, it's been minutes since I've actually gotten a haircut. No, it's not because I have COVID or anything like that. It's just I've been busy, working a lot. So I thought today'd be a fun day to make a little live stream video, kind of talk about a few things that are coming a little more abruptly than I expected, but you just move forward and move on. So, as of May 15th, I will be evicted from this property. I'm going to leave on good terms. I'm not the kind of person that's going to get revenge. There's some people out there when they get evicted, and it's nothing that I really did. It's just they have different people that own the building have different plans for this place. They got somebody that's going to come in here, and there's pretty much nothing I can do about that at this point. I am looking at a few different properties, and I haven't heard a lot back from anybody yet, but for the time being, I will be working out of my minivan as a portable office. I did it in the past. I didn't have the van in the past. I worked out of a Plymouth Neon a couple of years back, but I can do it again for the time being. And I'll just do some of my projects out of the van. And anything that requires internet access, I'll just take it to my house and we'll get the work done there. But anything I can repair without internet access, I'll do it out of the van. So, because basically how I'll do it is, I might even invest in get a wireless hotspot for the van and get a decent GPS instead of using phone service all the time. Because that eats a lot. It costs money to get internet on your phone just for the GPS fundamental of it. You can buy yourself a really nice one with the updated maps and stuff. And it's a lot cheaper owning an auxiliary GPS than it is using data. Sure, you got to buy the maps every once in a while, but it's a lot cheaper. And I don't have a car that has one built in. Back in 2001, a lot of vehicles did not have that kind of equipment equipped. I really want one equipped in there. A few weekends ago, I was with some friends. I'm not gonna get into what we were doing. It's kind of an embarrassing thing on my behalf. Friends wanted to go do, but I was a designated driver, and so basically what we did is we just pulled in or carpooled in friend's pickup truck, and once they were done with their activities, two friends weren't able to drive, so I was the designated driver. And let's just put it this way, the GPS built into his truck, I wasn't really impressed with it. Well, we ended up getting stuck in Madison, but that's not really, I'm not really going to go into great detail on why we did that or how that happened or what, but I'll just put it this way, the GPS malfunctioned, wasn't working correctly, and that's as much as I'm going to say about that. But I do have a power inverter that I'll use again. Plug the laptop in a printer in so I can print out invoices and print out any remote documents needed or any contracts needed. I got that idea from I got a relative that was a notary that does closings in sandcastles and is, that does notary and foreclosures and all that other stuff. And that's how he had a printer in the in his car hooked up to a power inverter so he can hook his laptop up and print out any documents he needed. So that's kind of how I'm going to do it again for a while until I get another office. It may be a while. I may even have to move to a different town. I'm not going to sell the house and move that particular, but I just get a different office in a different town or something. And it also depends on how much they want for rent. Because I got a certain budget, things budgeted out as far as what I can spend per month and how much for internet and communications and other expenses. Believe me, it's very expensive running a store or an office and a storefront. People think it's cheap, but it really isn't to do that. And you got a lot of overhead. You got a lot of people think, well, heck, all those people must have money. No, a lot of your IT people don't have that kind of funding where they can just arbitrarily buy whatever they want. Or because if you're renting somewhere, not only do you have the responsibility of paying that rent and paying for your internet service and possibly utilities depending on the place, but you also got your property taxes at home. You got your utilities at home, cars, whatever you got, you got to pay for. So you also got to factor that in. If you're not making any money on it, then you got to sit and evaluate some of the areas and that. But enough said about that. So basically, I've been here 2 years and 14 days. It's kind of ironic. That I've been here for only that length of time. Kind of thought I would have been here for the next 5 to 10 years at minimum. But sometimes good things have to come to an end. Yeah, this place kind of outgrew anyway. As far as storage, I'm kind of limited to where I can put things in here, and there's just things that aren't working out as well as I would like. So, time to move on. So go somewhere where you got more flexibility, more options of doing things. I'm kind of limited here, but there's not too many people my age that actually could say that to have actually rented a storefront property. I don't know that many people my age that actually have ever done something like this, but you gotta start somewhere. When I first moved in here, it was so exciting having a second place to call your own. It's not my building, but legal technicality, the room that you rented, the space that you're renting, it's kind of your space within reason, and you have the right of silent enjoyment and whatever hours you need for doing the work that you do. And it's not like if you're renting that, as long as you're graceful and you think of others and that you try to be as accommodating as you can to property owners or landlords or managers or whatever. It'll be easier on you if you're easier on them, but it's kind of you gotta have the expectation that don't make yourself comfortable too long, because you don't know if you're gonna get booted out or what's gonna happen. So my word of advice is to anybody that's renting anywhere, don't make yourself comfortable, period, because you could get terminated, evicted at any time. So it depends on circumstances and stuff like that, but basically we're also going to do a little review of a Dell LCD monitor. This came with a box of stuff. I've been using it for the last couple of weeks. It's been working really well. I can't complain. What the frick? All right. Well, at least that came back on. I don't know why that cut out. I do have infrastructure problems here with my network. It's really inadequate for what I'm doing here, but that costs money to upgrade newer equipment. So you gotta just make do with what you have. You kind of gotta stay on the meek and humble side when it comes to. So by all means, we will start talking about. Now, I did not actually prepare for this. This is just kind of a last minute decision to talk about. So we'll get some of these cords entangled here. There. Doing some data file recovery the other day, but can't really show what I was recovering. I have a feeling that somebody was in there, right? But so let's dive into it. This is definitely, put this over here, and I'll put this. Oh, wrong mouse. So this is kind of what it looks like. So as far as like the vibrant colors of it, That's your power button. So you turn it off, you turn it on. And you get your buttons here on the. So that's your basic menu. You got different color settings you can go into. You got RGB, you got game, sport, nature. Your typical. You got your different hues, so you can change. So this is the demo mode. This is normal. That's enhanced. So back in the day when this monitor was sitting on a retail shelf like a Walmart or Best Buy or something, they had that set up so you can see the difference between the different settings, and believe me, the enhanced mode is completely cracked up to. So you can either set an RGB or the red, green, blue configuration. So those are some of the settings. You can personalize. This is just a quick shortcut. So this is the kind of monitor that they would have sold back in the day. The typical one that you buy at home. So this is it's a VGA only monitor. I believe this is from 2010 or January, so it's about 11-year-old monitor, and that is it's LCD. That is a model number IN 1910 NF. And here you got the option of if you got like a wall bracket or a mount or something, or if you want to hang it on a wall or something, you got that capability. So would I recommend a monitor like this? Yes. Sure, it's a little small for today's application. A lot of people like 22 to 24-inch monitors, but it's crisp enough. It's decent enough to get the job done. Sure, it's only VGA. And a lot of people are like, "Well, I want one with HDMI on it now. I want one with DisplayPort. I want one with Thunderbolt." But it's basic, but it serves its purpose. It's great for an office setting. Even games look decent on here. Watching shows, YouTube stuff, doing graphical stuff. It's got enough hertz and graphical capabilities that you should be able to do majority of your tasks. And these are some of Dell's finest monitors for the time. So I believe these things retailed for like between $110 and $130 back when it was new. Now you could probably find one on eBay for 40 bucks. And if you're lucky at a yard sale, you can probably pick one up for about $5 to $10, sometimes even less. So, or you might even see this in in thrift stores. So, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this little session.